Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my November reading wrap up along with my December TBR. I can't believe it's December already. What happened to this year? We're in the last month of 2023. This is going to be my last TBR for 2023 and y'all, this year has just flown by. In November, I finished 8 books and 1 essay. I had the most 5 stars. I had 3 5 stars, 1 4.5 star, 2 4 stars, 1 3.5, and 1 3 star. I finished the Nightmareland Chronicles series as it stands today, and what a ride that was. I nearly finished my round 1 allotments for the Sphinx competition. At the end of November, I was in the middle of my very last novella, so that's quite the accomplishment. That was 12 novellas from September to November, beginning of December when I finished the last one. I'm going to quickly go through everything that I read in November. This is in the order of when I finished it, and just quickly talk about some highlights from my reading from November, and then we'll move on to my December reading. Bureaucrats by Joan Didion. This was our Joan Didion essay of the month. This essay talked all about the California highways in the 60s and 70s, and it was a lot more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. And the one quote I have from this essay says, "The freeways became a special way of being alive." And I just love that quote. Next up, I finished Crossroads of Twilight by Robert Jordan. This is book 10. This one I gave 3 out of 5 stars. It was forgettable to me. My brain zoned out a lot, and you'll see a review for this on my channel. After that, I finished Lily by Daniel Barnett, which wraps up the first 6 books in the Nightmareland Chronicles series. This book I gave 5 out of 5 stars, as well as the whole series as a whole. This book was haunting and beautiful, heartbreaking and yet hopeful at the same time. And my quote from Lily says, "All the best stories have hope." And that quote stuck with me throughout the whole book. And when I think of the Nightmareland Chronicles series, that's one of the quotes that sticks out to most in my head. Finished Starbinder by Mark Timoney. This was a Sphinx novella that I read. This one I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I thought the writing was good, but I wanted more atmosphere and setting in this one. Death Masks by Jim Butcher. This is in the Dresden Files series, book 5, I want to say. This one was a 5 out of 5 stars for me. I loved everything about this. It was action-packed, fast-paced, amazing character development with great plot development at the same time. Traders Unseen by Dave Dobson. This one is also a Sphinx novella for me. This one I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it had a good story, but it was hard to grasp our characters at times because they were distant and changing and not completely honest with their emotions or themselves. New Spring by Robert Jordan. This is the Wheel of Time prequel, and y'all, I love this one so much. I gave this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. One of my favorites in the series, and the quote I have from New Spring says, "Suan had been born to lead, Katswin had been born to command," and that is the perfect summation of those two characters. Just a couple more. We've got No Safe Haven by James Lloyd Doolin. This is book 2 in the Mulatto series. I had the physical arc for this, though I finished it well after this was actually released. So this is out now. There's a link in the description below where you can go purchase your copy. And you're going to want to, especially if you read No Heart for a Thief and you loved that book, you'll love this one even more. This one I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I loved this one more than I did No Heart for a Thief. It was just so good, and I loved seeing how our characters developed. And my quote from No Safe Haven is, "Opening the doors to the library felt like opening a book after a long day," and us readers can relate to that quote so much. And then the last book that I finished in November is Becoming Solo by Joyce Reynolds Ward. This one I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. I thought the writing was good, but it left more questions asked than answered. And I just had so many questions by the end of that I had a hard time wrapping my brain around the novella as a whole. So the books that I have carried over from November into December, and keep in mind, 4 out of the 5 books that I carried over are books that I have finished since December has started. It is December 4th, and I've already finished 4 out of the 5 of these books, and the 5th one I am very close to finishing. But let's talk about what they are. So we've got Weird Sisters by Terry Pratchett, Legacy of the Brightwash by Krista Matar, Molting of a Queen by Peter J. Foote, which is the last novella I have to read for Sphinx, Becoming by Michelle Obama, and My Hungry Friend by Daniel Barnett. Now, let's talk about my December TBR. It's a really short one. I was able to keep it short and simple. And when I finish these reads, I plan on going to my TBR jar, which is hiding back there behind my sign, picking books that I was supposed to read in past months, and trying to catch up on some of those. So my TBR for December 2023, the last TBR of the year, includes our Joan Didion essay of the month, of course, Good Citizens, Knife of Dreams by Robert Jordan, which is book 11 in the Wheel of Time series. And I believe that's the last book that Robert Jordan wrote on his own. After that, we have books that Brandon Sanderson took up. The Tale of Our Time by TKA, which is one of my self-pub books. My other self-pub book is Seasons of Albadan by Alain Marché and Christopher Warman. I am really excited for that one. I've heard such great things about them. And my patron pick, On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. This was picked by Stephanie, and I can't wait to see what all of that hype is about. On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. So that is my November wrap-up, my December TBR. Let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite read from November, and what are you looking forward to reading the most in December? As always, my Patreon and my Discord information will be in the description below. Keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.